Have you ever wondered when the world will really end? It's a question that has echoed through the ages, fueled by a potent mix of curiosity and fear. The end of the world. A concept so vast, so final, it's almost impossible to fully comprehend. And yet, it's a topic that never fails to captivate us, to draw us in with its tantalizing blend of mystery and dread. Throughout history, mankind has spun countless tales and theories about the end times, from ancient prophecies etched in stone, to religious scriptures promising apocalypse, to scientific predictions based on cold, hard data. Each theory, each prediction offers a glimpse into our collective anxieties and hopes about the future. But is it truly the end? Or could it merely be a new beginning? A transformation of the world as we know it, rather than its final demise. Now prepare to embark on a journey through time and predictions, as we explore when the world might really end. Ancient civilizations had their own ideas about when and how the world would end. Our ancestors were as curious and concerned about the end of the world as we are today. Let's take a journey back in time to explore some of these ancient predictions. First, we have the Mayans, a civilization rich in astronomy and mathematics. They created a calendar that, to many, predicted the end of the world on December 21, 2012. According to the Mayans, this was when an epoch or long count in their calendar concluded. However, contrary to popular belief, the Mayans never explicitly predicted an apocalypse. Instead, they believed in cyclical time, where the end of one era simply marked the beginning of another. Next, let's travel to the land of the pyramids. The ancient Egyptians had a cyclical view of time too, much like the Mayans. They believed in the concept of Zep Tepi, or first time, a golden age of prosperity and harmony. The Egyptians believed that the world would eventually return to this state of perfection, effectively ending the world as we know it. Finally, we journey north to the realm of Norse mythology. Here, we find the prophecy of Ragnarok, a series of cataclysmic events including epic battles and natural disasters, resulting in the submersion of the world in water. After this destruction, the world was foretold to resurface anew, fertile and repopulated by 2 human survivors. These ancient predictions reflect the cultures and beliefs of their civilizations. The Mayans and Egyptians viewed time as cyclical, believing in the end of eras, rather than the end of the world. The Norse, on the other hand, believed in a more catastrophic end, followed by rebirth. It's interesting to note that these ancient cultures, despite their geographical and temporal differences, all shared a belief in some form of rebirth or renewal following the world's end. It shows how deeply rooted the idea of cyclical existence is in human consciousness. While these ancient predictions have passed, they remain a fascinating part of our history and culture. In many religions, the end of the world is a significant event, often detailed in sacred texts and prophecies. In the Christian faith, for instance, the book of Revelation speaks of an apocalypse, a time of tribulation followed by the return of Christ. This apocalyptic event is believed to bring about a divine judgment, separating the righteous from the wicked, leading to the establishment of a new heaven and a new earth. Islam, on the other hand, also prophesies an end time, known as Qiyamah, where a final judgment will be passed on all souls. The Quran describes a series of apocalyptic events, including the sun being folded up, stars falling, and oceans set ablaze. This is followed by resurrection and judgment, after which the righteous will enter paradise, while the wicked will be condemned to hell. In the Hindu tradition, the concept of the end of the world is cyclical rather than linear. The current age, called the Kali Yuga, is considered the last in a cycle of 4 ages. It is described as a time of strife and moral decay, which will eventually lead to a great cataclysm. This will make way for a new cycle, starting with a golden age of truth and righteousness. Despite their differences, these religions share a common theme: a cataclysmic event followed by a period of judgment and the promise of a new world. How these beliefs influence their followers varies. Some see these prophecies as a call to lead moral lives, while others view them as a reminder of the transient nature of life. Moreover, the similarities in these prophecies, such as the concept of judgment and the promise of a new world, underscore a universal human curiosity about the end of times. This curiosity often manifests as a quest for understanding the grand cosmic plan and our place within it. Despite the different interpretations, these prophecies all communicate a potent message about the end of the world. In the realm of science, the end of the world is not a matter of if, but when. Let's delve into the fascinating, if somewhat disconcerting, world of scientific predictions about the end of our world. It's a topic that sparks debate, curiosity, and a fair amount of existential dread. But fear not, These predictions are based on our current understanding of the universe and its laws, which are of course subject to change as our knowledge expands and evolves. One of the most talked about theories is the heat death of the universe. This is the idea that eventually the universe will reach a state of maximum entropy, a sort of cosmic equilibrium where all energy is evenly distributed. In this scenario, stars would cease to shine, galaxies would fade, and all matter would decay, leaving behind a dark, cold universe. But don't start bundling up just yet. This is predicted to happen trillions upon trillions of years from now, long after our sun is burned out. Speaking of which, let's talk about our sun. It's been shining for about 4.5 billion years, and scientists predict it has about the same amount of time left before it exhausts its nuclear fuel. When that happens, it will expand into a red giant, swallowing Mercury, Venus, and possibly even Earth. But even if our planet survives this fiery expansion, the sun's eventual collapse into a white dwarf would mean a permanent winter for any remaining life forms. So, you see, in the grand cosmic timeline, our existence is but a brief flicker. Yet, there's a certain beauty in this transience, in the knowledge that we are part of a universe that is constantly changing, evolving, and yes, even dying. Science may not give us a precise date, but it does provide us with a sobering perspective on the universe's eventual end. In our modern era, predictions about the end of the world have taken on a new dimension, fueled by technology, climate change, and global events. Let's delve into some of the contemporary anxieties that shape the way we think about our planet's future. One of the most prominent fears is that of nuclear warfare. The development and proliferation of nuclear weapons in the 20th century have given humanity the means to wipe itself out. The Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, for instance, brought the world to the brink of nuclear war, and the threat hasn't entirely faded away. The current geopolitical climate continues to keep this fear alive. Then we have the fear of asteroid impacts. Hollywood movies like Armageddon and Deep Impact have popularized this scenario, but it's not entirely the stuff of science fiction. NASA and other space agencies keep a close eye on near-Earth objects, asteroids and comets that could potentially collide with Earth. While the odds are low, the potential consequences could be catastrophic. And let's not forget about the environmental collapse. Climate change is a very real and pressing issue. Rising global temperatures, melting ice caps, and extreme weather events are not just predictions anymore, they are happening right now. And if we continue on the current trajectory, we could be heading towards a future where parts of the Earth become uninhabitable. The role of media and popular culture in shaping these perceptions cannot be underestimated. Movies, TV shows, and news outlets often dramatize these scenarios, amplifying our fears and anxieties. But they also play a crucial role in raising awareness and sparking conversations about these critical issues. These modern predictions reflect our current anxieties and challenges, reminding us of the need to safeguard our world for future generations. As we grapple with these fears, let's not forget that our actions today will shape the world of tomorrow. And it's in our hands to steer our planet's future towards hope, not destruction. So, when will the world really end? That's the question we've explored from a myriad of angles today. We've journeyed through time, diving into ancient predictions and religious prophecies, each with their own interpretation of the world's finale. We've also traveled into the realm of science, where theories are grounded in evidence and logic, yet still, they offer no definitive answer. In our modern era, predictions continue to evolve, reflecting our ever-expanding knowledge and understanding of the universe. Yet, the uncertainty remains. The end of the world, it seems, is as elusive and unpredictable as its beginning. But perhaps, that's not such a bad thing. This uncertainty reminds us to cherish the world we have, to protect it, and nurture it for future generations. After all, our world is our home, and it's the only one we've got. While we may not know when the world will end, we can certainly work to make it a better place for as long as it lasts.